Shalom, we the Watchmen for Israel. We come out here week in and week out to edify our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we will be the 12 tribes of Israel, right? We're the 12 lost tribes of Israel, right? We're not black, we're not Hispanic, we're not Haitian, we're not Dominican, we're not Puerto Rican, none of those bywords that we go by now, right? Bring this out. Second Ezra's 1 and 4.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 4. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds.
Their what?
Their sinful deeds.
What are we out here to show?
Their sinful deeds, and their children, their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children.
Their what?
Their children's children.
Right, and that's why we come out here. We come out here to tell our people their sinful deeds that they have committed against the Most High God and what their forefathers have done and why we're here in this predicament now. Why are we here in America suffering, right? We're at the lowest of the lowest, the bottom, right? Bring this out. Zephaniah 2:1.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, what?
O nation not desired.
Right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're a nation not desired. We're not desired by the so-called white man, right? The Chinese man, the Arab man, all these other nations, we're not desired to come together under the umbrella of the Most High God, right? Even our people don't desire that because that's the curses, right? That's Psalms 83 and 6. Let me get Psalms 83 and 6. That's that crafty counsel that the heathens have been having against us, right? That's all by design by the Most High God and the heathens, right? You got that? No. 83 and 3.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Against thy what?
Against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
From being a what?
From being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
No more what?
May be no more in remembrance.
Right, and that has came to pass. That's why our people now, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we don't remember who we are. We lost our heritage over hundreds of years, thousands of years. Right? It's all came to pass. That crafty counsel that they had, that they came together, it's prospered. Right? Continue on that.
For they have the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of
the tabernacles of Edom, the white man, right? Ishmaelites, the Arab man, right? Read.
And the Ishmaelites of Moab and
right, Moab, the Chinese man, read.
And the Hagganites and Gebel and Ammon and
right, the Japanese man, read.
And Amalek and the Philistines.
Right, that's the Jewish man, right? The so-called fake Jews, right? That they've taken our heritage and our identity in the world, right? They've taken our land and now they're pretending to be us, right? Read.
Of the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah.
Right, read.
Verse
5. Not read from.
Okay, read it again.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with the one consent. They have confederate against thee.
They are what?
They are confederate against thee.
Right, they're confederate against us, right? These heathens have came together and put aside all differences of different cultures, of different languages, and they came together to be confederate against us because that's how much they know that if we, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, know who we truly are, that we're going to be kings and rulers of the earth, that they're not going to be on top no more, that they're not going to be able to oppress us, right? That means that their kingdom is going to fall. That's why they're confederate against us. That's why they've put aside all differences and came together, right? Let me get Micah 2 and 2.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
And take them by what?
Take them by violence.
Right? The so-called white man. Right? The so-called white man takes our fields and take them by violence. Right? He's raped, robbed, and murdered the whole earth. Right, read?
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Even what?
Even a man and his heritage.
Right? Even our heritage. right? How he oppresses our heritage, right? He comes and he takes our identity, he takes our ways, right? The Jewish man, so-called Jewish man, takes our ways, our identity, and tries to say that he's us. He's oppressing our heritage, right? Not allowing us to live in this society, right? The way we need to keep the commandments, right? Giving us GMO foods, unlawful foods to eat. That's right. Right? Putting the curses forward and forward by putting guns in our community, right? Having us kill one another, be against one another. He's oppressing our heritage, hiding the information. He's hiding the truth about the Bible. He's laid open the book of the law and painted his images, right? Let me get First Maccabees 3:48, right? Khan. He's covered up all the information in his school systems from birth till now. All you're learning about is his ways, his heritage, his society, right? And you're not able to find out the truth about who you are. That's oppressing our heritage. That's putting us down. That's taking the knowledge from us. Right, read. Continue on that.
Verse 3, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
And what?
Behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
Right, and the Most High God has an evil set up for these heathens. Right, the so-called white man. Right? Bring out precept.
It's James chapter 2 and verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, has not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith?
What?
Chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith.
Right, and who's the poor of this world? Is the so-called white man, is the so-called Arab man poor in this world? No, he got the United Arab Emirates, right? He got all the oil in the world. Right, he got Dubai, he got all these riches and wealth laid up for him. Right, the so-called white man, he got the skyscrapers, he got the 401ks. Right, he got the bonds, the stocks, the gold mines, the silver mines. Right, he got all of these things laid up for him. Who's the poor of the world, rich in faith? It's us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the rich in faith. Right. We're the poor ones of the world. We're the ones living at the bottom. Any society you go to, any country you go to, we're the ones suffering in this world. We're the poor, but we're rich in faith. Right, read?
Right. Hearken, my beloved brethren, has not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he has promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor.
Do what?
Ye have despised the poor.
Right, our people have despised the poor. Right, our own people have despised each other. Right, and the heathens have despised us. Right, it's a double-edged sword. Right, our people and the heathens despise that. We despise each other and the heathens despise us. Right, read?
Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before judgment seats?
Right, does not the so-called white man put vaccinations in your does not the white man put poison in us, right? Poison in our foods, right? Does he not oppress us, right? Does he not put guns in our communities? Does he not lock us up for no reason, discriminate against us, right? Not deny us any form of help in payment, right? Our 40 acres and a mule, right? Which is what we're supposed to get for working for free, right? Slavery. Right? He's the one oppressing us. Right, read?
Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called?
Right. The so-called white man blasphemes that holy name by which we are called. Right? The Jewish man, right? The fake Jews, they blaspheme that name by pretending to be us and doing heinous things with that title. Right? They do heinous things. And they blaspheme that name by which we are called, which is Israel, right? That's why they switched it. Now they're Israeli, right? Right? Now, that's it on that. Let me get James 5:1, and I had you First Maccabees, right?
Yeah. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Have sought to what?
Has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right, these heathens have opened the book of the law. What's the book of the law? The Bible. and they opened it and sought to paint the likeness of their images. That's why when people open up the Bible, they think God is a white man. That's the instant thought. When you Google what God looks like, it's a white man. When you Google what so-called Jesus looks like, it's Caesar Borgia. It's a white man, right? When you learn about all the prophets and you look them up, it's all white men, right? Because they painted that image in the Bible, right? But the world is coming to learn now. Even Putin, right? He got the Russian icons, right? He showed the world what the true images of the Bible look like. The true people that lived back then, right? They were dark-skinned people, right? So-called African Americans, if they were living on the earth right now, right? The house of Judah, right? Those are the true images of the people in the Bible. But the heathens have sought to paint the likeness of their images, right? To deceive the world, to deceive our people. That's why our people are so into Christianity, so into Catholicism, Seventh-day Adventists, right? All these religions that exalt the white man as above them, right? But that's not true. That's not what our people should be following. That's that spiritual fornication. That's that wine of Babylon that's deceived our people. That's that misinformation. We've been lied to. We've been deceived. Jesus is not a so-called white man.
That's right.
Right? He would be a so-called black man walking on the earth right now.
That's right.
Right? That's an image set up to deceive our people.
Bring it out.
Right? That's why we got the horns on him, because that's the devil. That's the deceiver. Right? Bring that out. Read James 5:1.
This book of James, chapter 5 and verse 1. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker.
First Peter, James. Come. Let me get Acts 16 and 20.
James chapter 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men.
Ye what?
Go to now, ye rich men.
Ye rich men. Who is that? The so-called white men. All these other nations. The rich men of the world, right? Read.
Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right? Weep and howl, because destruction is coming to America.
That's right.
Destruction is coming to the white man.
That's right.
Right? All these other heathens, destruction is coming.
Right.
Right? So you better prepare yourselves, because your bank accounts, that dollar, the stock market, none of that's going to save them. In the last days, the Most High God, it doesn't care about none of that. Most High God is going to send destruction, woe, and famine, right? Pestilence, right? Annihilation to this land, right? Because of all the blood that they have spilled of our people, because of everything that they've done to us, right? Because of their sins have reached up to heaven, and the Most High God is soon going to destroy this place, right? Read. I got preserved that.
Right? It says, your riches are corrupted, and your garments mothing. Your gold and silver is cankered.
Your gold is what?
And silver is cankered.
Right, your gold and silver is cankered. Gold and silver is not going to save the so-called white man from destruction. Right? No matter how much they got, that Trump went down to right, the gold reserve, and tried to get all the gold back. None of that is going to save America. No matter how much gold that they get back, no matter how much gold that they steal from our people in Africa, right? None of that is going to save them, right? The gold and silver is cankered. It's useless. Right, Reed?
I got precept on that after. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of Yahweh, the Lord of the Sabbath. Ye have lived in pleasure.
Ye have what?
Ye have lived in pleasure.
Right, the so-called white man, some of our people, we live in pleasure. Right, that pleasure is what's made is having a sin. Right, our people are sinning in pleasure in America. Right, the white man, right, these other nations have lived in pleasure, and what's gonna happen to them? Read.
Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. Wanton. Ye have you have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Right. Ye have condemned and killed the just. And what? Ye have condemned and killed the just.
Right, the so-called white man condemns and kills us all the time. Right, pulling us over, right, taking us to prison, right, sentencing us to 20 years in jail, right. Then somehow we end up dead in jail. Somehow we end up dead on the streets, right, drugged out, overdose, right. All of that is due to the white man's ways, trickeries that they've done to us in this society, in our people, in our communities, right. It's all by design. We either die from high blood pressure because they fed us all this unclean food. That's all we could get, right? Or the GMOs, the air pollution. They pollute the air. Even your clothes vibrate as if you was a dead person, right? Most of the clothes that people wear is low vibration and brings you closer to death, right? And they spray the chemtrails. And they spray the chemicals on the clothes. So that's why you have skin irritation, right? You can't even wear clothes without getting some sort of disease, some rash or something, right? They spray the chemtrails. You breathing in different chemicals. Now your lungs not working. You can't run the same that you used to run. You can't run one lap, right? You get out of breath real quick, but you're not. That's all due to the white man. That's all due to his society, right? Read.
Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you.
Right. Now bring out your precept.
This is Ecclesiastes 2:26. For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy, but to the sinner he giveth travail to
giveth what?
Travail and to travail to gather and to heap up that he may give to him.
Hey brother, you hear that? Brother with the locks, with the white shirt.
Right. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Right. Hey, the Most High giveth. Read that one more time.
All the gold is coming to. Right. Read that one more time. Ecclesiastes 2:26. For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy.
Right, to the good. Right, the ones that keep the commandments, the Israelites that know who they are. Right? He gives to them wisdom and knowledge. But to the wicked, what does he do?
But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up that he may give it to him that is good before God.
Right, and that's talking about Jacob's trouble. That's talking about, hey, these heathens, the so-called white man, right, the Arab man, the Chinese man, they heap up all these treasures, right, all this gold, the silver, the bunkers, all the food that they've laid up, right? He does that so they may give it to the righteous, so the righteous may find it in that day and be kept from the dangers of the world, be kept from the famine, from the pestilence, from the destruction that's coming to America. Right. Right. In the kingdom, we're gonna have all the gold back. Our streets are gonna be laid in gold. We're gonna be walking in gold, and it's all because that all has a frequency. That all has a thing. It all electrifies you, right? We walking on concrete, asphalt, right? We surrounded by metal, right? All these strange noises, the ambulances, right? All these things tick us off. All these things are low vibration. All these things are something that's unhealthy for us. Our bodies is not supposed to be surrounded by a concrete jungle. But that's the so-called white man that has made it that way, so we would even be oppressed even more, right? This is not where we're supposed to be living, right? We're not supposed to be among all this metal, concrete, asphalt, the air pollution, the GMO foods. All of this is built to our disadvantage, right? Read. Oh, let me get Acts 16 and 20.
There's the book of Acts chapter 16 and verse 20. And brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being the Jews,
do the what?
Being the Jews.
What are we?
Being the Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city.
Do what?
do exceedingly trouble our city.
What is us doing out here doing?
Do exceedingly trouble our city.
Right? And us being out here, telling our people the truth, right? Telling our people that the so-called white man is a damn devil on the earth, right? Yeah, you the damn devil on the earth, walking, right? You're a damn devil. You raped, robbed, and murdered the whole earth. Your forefathers, right? You got the damn flag on your shirt, right? God bless America. No, God is not blessing America. America's gonna be destroyed, right? And you're gonna be destroyed with them, right? Because your forefathers have spilt blood on this land, and it needs to be paid back. Let me get Numbers 35 and 33. Let me get Numbers 35 and 33. Because your forefathers, what your forefathers have done to the Native Americans, the Tainos, right? The Indians. That's all gonna be paid by your blood. You're his lineage. You guys are gonna be paying for that, right? Read this.
Numbers chapter 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
For what?
For blood it defileth the land.
Blood defileth the land. All the blood that your forefathers have spilled on this land, the hundreds of millions of people, right? It defileth the land, right? But read.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
But by what?
But by the blood of him that shed it.
So the only way that this land can be cleansed from all the atrocities, the abominations that your people have done to us, is by you guys being spilled, your blood being spilled on this land.
That's right.
You guys have to pay in blood. Right?
That's right.
And before you say that you had nothing to do with that, you do have something to do with that. Right? Your forefather, you are profiting off of us being killed on this land. Your people have profited off of us being killed. Your forefathers' blood runs through your veins. So you are directly connected to them. That blood needs to be spilled. Right? Let me get Isaiah 13 and 16. Let me get Isaiah 14 to 21. Let me get, actually drop that. Let me get Psalms 137 and 9. Right? Because when that day comes and America gets destroyed, it's going to be a joyous and glorious day for us. Right? Because the patience and faith of the saints is that he who killeth by the sword must be killed by the sword. Right? So we're waiting patiently for, you think God forgot about everything that the so-called white man has done to us? 300-400 years of slavery. You think that's all been shoved under the rug and forgotten about? Hey, brother, why are you telling him to go? You a coon, brother. You a coon. All coons are gonna be killed, brother. All coons are going to be killed.
May I talk to you real quick, sir?
Hey, brother, brother, all coons are gonna be killed. You telling him to leave so he doesn't hear his destruction, his judgment that God is gonna give onto him and his people? Is coonery. All right, brother?
Can I ask you one question?
What's your question,
What
brother?
did that brother have anything to do with that specifically?
Because his forefathers have shed our blood on this land. And that blood runs through him.
That's right.
Right, read?
Answer your question. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter for his children.
For his what?
For his children.
For his what?
For his children. For the iniquity of their fathers.
Of their what?
Of their fathers.
Of the what?
Of their fathers. That they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Hey, and that's God's word right there. God said prepare slaughter for his children. Right? For the iniquity of his forefathers. Right? The sins of his forefathers still have to be paid for.
That's right. Once again, he personally has nothing to do with it. Leave him alone.
Brother, we just answer how he has something to do with that, bro. We're not leaving the so-called white man alone. We come out here to rebuke these nations and rebuke our people for being coons as well.
That's right.
Brother, and you a coon. Right? Stop cooning for the white man because it says never trust our enemies. That so-called white man you defended, he's going to kill you in the last days, probably. Right? He's going to kill you. Right? He's going to deceive you. Right? You gotta stop cooning for the so-called white man. Right, read?
In Psalms chapter 137 and verse 9. Well, I'll start at verse 7. Remember.
Hey, we're not brothers. And you have a bad day. You have a bad day. Alright?
I don't like that.
Right, read.
This Psalm chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
The children of what?
The children of Edom.
The children of Edom is the so-called white men. Right, read.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it.
What did his forefathers say?
Raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Even to the what?
Foundation thereof.
Right, because they're bloodthirsty beasts. Right. They're bloodthirsty beasts. All they do on the earth, their history has all been raping, robbing, and pillaging. Right? That's all they do. They conquer other nations, they kill them, and they rape and take everything and oppress our heritage. Right? They do everything evil on the earth. The wicked can never be good. Right? That and those people are the wicked, brother. So you gotta stop cooning for them. What's your question, brother? Brother, the thing is our people are not inherently evil from birth. Right? They're not estranged. The wicked are estranged from the womb. We are not the wicked. Our people we don't have a bloodthirsty part of us that can kill, rape, and rob and pillage.
They're gonna get killed too.
And those people, the wicked of our people, are going to get killed. That's right. Right? So it doesn't matter. But we're not the same as them. We're not the same as them. We're built different. The Most High God made us different. Right? Read.
Okay. Right. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Who art to what?
Who art to be destroyed.
Right? This America, right? Babylon is ought to be destroyed. Right? Read.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth
Taketh and what?
And dasheth thy little ones.
Thy what?
Thy little ones.
Thy what?
Thy little ones against the stones.
Against the stones. Happy shall he be the ones who takes those children of his, right? Of all the so-called white people, their children, and dash them to pieces. Right? Dash them so they die. That they get annihilated. Right? Because that's why we here, to preach the coming of the day of the Lord. That day of destruction that's going to come to America, right? And in that last hour, that last time where we're going to be beamed up and we're going to be able to have all power and destroy these people that have rewarded us evil for good. Right? Khan, you got a preset? Bring it up.
Psalm chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are strayed from the womb.
The what?
The wicked are strayed from the womb.
The wicked are estranged from the womb, meaning as soon as they are in the womb, they're wicked. That they're born wicked. That's in them. That's their soul. That's their spirit. Right, read?
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Speaking what?
Speaking lies.
What's the white man do?
Speaking lies.
That's all they do. They lie. They lied about history. They lied that they're us, right? They stole our land. What do they? How did America get so rich and wealthy? By lying, by deceiving people, by taking over things and raping and robbing and pillaging, right?
So once again, one same question. What about the black people that did that? Do you have the same energy for them?
Yes, we have the same energy for them, but it's different, brother. It's different because we're long suffering and merciful to our people. Right?
All this white man this, white man that. What about the black man that did it too?
That did what? That raped, robbed, and pillaged?
Yes.
Brother, they're gonna be destroyed.
We can talk about the white man. What about the black man that did it? They're just faulty, just guilty.
Brother, but those people, those of our people that did that are gonna be destroyed. Let me get Amos 9 and 10. Bring that out.
You know what, dog? I'm gonna call you stuff.
Amos chapter 9.
This will answer your question. Read.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 10. All sinners of my people.
Oh what?
All sinners of my people.
Oh what?
All sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Shall what?
Shall die by the sword.
Right? So the Most High God is coming for his people, the 2/3 that don't repent, that don't come back to the Most High God. Those people that kill, right, of our people that kill, that rape, that do whatever, they're going to die by the sword as well. Right, read?
Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In the day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right. So the righteous is gonna build up the tabernacle of David, right? He's gonna build up those righteous ones, right? And he's gonna prepare them for glory, right? In the sinners of his people, the 2/3, right? Because there's gonna be an allotted amount of our people that's gonna go off, that's gonna be in sin, is gonna be wicked, right? And they're going to die by the sword, brother.
So how you say they're different than the white people? We're all one race. Human, dude.
Brother, we're different because the Most High God made us different. Are you the same as a Chinese man?
Human.
No, brother, we're not all. Human just means a color man.
No, we all died the same way. We all bleed out, we die.
No, brother, no. So are you the same as a dog? Are you the same as a dog? A dog bleeds.
It's a living being.
A dog bleeds red. Are you the same as a dog, brother?
Bleed red, but I get cut, but huh?
So are you a dog, brother?
No, I'm not.
Exactly, brother. So just because you bleed red doesn't mean you're the same.
That's right.
All right?
We all bleed and die.
Brother, the trees die eventually.
It's a living being too.
Brother, so are you the same as a tree? Are you the same as a tree, brother?
Living being.
No, brother, you're not the same as a tree. That's not the argument, brother.
That's not the point I'm making.
Everything, there's living things, yes. But are you the same as a tree, brother?
And I know I'm not.
All right, so just because you die and the tree dies does not make you a tree. Just because you bleed red and the white man bleeds red does not make you the same as a white man.
We still bleed red together. It's so wet. Maybe not the same way, but it's so wet. We all
No,
bleed.
brother. No, brother. It doesn't matter. And his blood needs to be shed to cleanse the land, brother. All right,
Okay, say one thing before I go.
brother. Do you know who you are though? So who are you? What's your nationality?
Honestly, that's not even a question. It's not.
That is important. That's the whole reason we out here, brother. We out here to teach our people, right, that who they truly are according to the Bible, according to God, right? Because you're not just a human. You're not just a person. You come from a lineage of forefathers, right? Exactly. So you are what your forefathers are.
No.
Yes, you are, brother. You have the same blood running in you as your forefathers.
I did not make their choices.
It doesn't matter if you made the choice. You're not here to make the choice. The Most High God made the choice for you. You was born as an Israelite, brother. Regardless of whether you want to be or whether you don't want to be, you are what you are, brother. You can't say nothing about it.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't, brother. Then you're deceiving yourself.
You are human. Literally saying a white man should die for someone else that he was eating.
We said it.
Did the Bible? Did we say or did the Bible say
You
it?
literally said that white man over there.
The Bible
his
say it too.
forefathers said, I don't give a damn.
God said it. God, the Most High God said that the white man should die because of what his forefathers did.
You are using the same power you complain about the white man. That is a Jewish book.
No, brother. The Jewish man is a fake Jew. They're imposters, brother. The Jewish man is not the real people of the Bible.
Who wrote the Bible?
We did.
We did,
You think black people wrote the Bible? We being enslaved? No.
brother. We wrote the Bible through thousands of years of captivities and things like that. The
We were
prophets.
being into Christianity, dude.
No, brother. Christianity wasn't a thing back then, brother.
This is a book of history.
This is a history
So
book,
how
brother.
did we get to Christianity?
Christianity came about
As black people, just black people.
right here. Christianity came about in 247 to 420 AD, brother. Constantine, the Council of Nicaea, the Council of Canon, right? So Constantine, right, a Roman general, was the one who introduced pagan traditions about Easter and Lent and things like that, and introduced the Christianity doctrine that they have now, right?
So that's one thing. If black people have a choice of accepting Christianity, or waiting-
Yes, we knew that we were supposed to follow the Most High, the true living God, right? But we was forced to follow Christianity as well. But
Am I
Look.
wrong? Am I wrong?
You're preaching the same thing Christianity preaches.
I-
You literally want us to love the white man when Christianity as well teaches to love the white man, even though they've done what they've done to us. You're actually combating us and you say, well, this book, that, we're Christians and whatever. When you're literally preaching, and we're not Christianity at all. You're literally preaching what Christianity is saying. We're telling you to hell with Christianity, to hell with whatever you're saying, and we're going to go with what the Bible says, which is goddamn the damn white man. So what the hell you talking about, brother?
Okay, so
You against the
No,
Christian.
brother, you're not getting the mic.
Why not?
Because the mic is not for you, brother.
You know what? You're right.
You want a mic? Get your own mic.
Get your own mic,
We
brother.
came with this,
right?
it's our mic.
We came with the mic. You have the floor to speak right now, brother.
Okay. You know what I'm preaching? What I learned as a Christian. God,
So you're a Christian?
I was made into one by going to a Christian church.
How you were made into one? Who forced you to be a Christian, brother?
Well, I was forced to go to church. I didn't make the choice. I was told.
Brother, just because you was forced to go to church does not make you a Christian right now. You could decide to not be a Christian.
I chose not to be a Christian because I see Christianity, and there's a lot of things I personally say it's fake.
All right, and we agree. We in agreement with that, brother. Christianity is madness.
It's not black people's religion no more. That's what
Brother,
I know.
we're not up here preaching religion though. This is not a religious. We're not religious. Let me get Sirach 17 and 11. Brother, we're preaching the Bible. The Bible, that's the thing that the white man has done to our people. Made you think that just anything associated with the Bible instantly associates with religion. No, brother, the Bible we're trying to unwind that in your head, brother. We're trying to make you unlearn that everything that you've been told is a lie. Right? The Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is a book of history about our people, the Israelites, right? And how we lost our heritage over thousands of years, right? Over a plethora of captivities, how we've been enslaved, right? And how all these other nations have destroyed us time again.
We destroyed ourselves. And it's all
Yes, we did too. We did it to ourselves, but that's not the point. The point is that, brother, you need to get out of religion. You need to unlearn everything that the white man has told you.
no white man taught me religion. A black man taught religion. Go to a
Brother, and it doesn't matter where you go down the line. A white man deceived it first. A white man deceived them first.
I did not listen to no white
Because all that came from a white man. We got the history. Constantine was a so-called white man. He's the one who introduced the Council of Nicaea. That council was introduced. The people in that council were all white men, right? So everything that's been introduced, the religion and everything, is a white man that's introduced it first, brother. So even if a black man in church taught you how to do that, he was deceived. And if it's not him, then down the line somebody deceived him that was a white man.
That's right.
Wait, so I have one thing to say before I go. You know what I've learned about God? It's love. You show your fellow human being fucking.
Brother, now you talking about Islam?
No.
You said love, brother. You know Satanism. Have you ever heard of Satanism?
Human love.
You know in the Satanist religion or whatever, they preach love everybody and accept who you are. Come as you are. Come as you are, brother. So you literally preaching the same thing as a Satanist.
You
You understand that, brother?
One thing I want to learn about
You saying accept the white man? Hey, you a goddamn devil, right? You a goddamn devil with the Yankee jersey, right? And you too, Sheetamite, she devil, right? And that's what we come out here to do, right? To teach our people and to also rebuke the nations, brother, right, brother?
How is it helping?
It's helping because the Most High God said He's gonna destroy them.
What is it doing right now in the church?
Hey, we're waking up our people to come out of the ways of Babylon, to come out of the ways of America, to stop listening to the white man and cooning for them. Because the white man he's just here to destroy you, brother.
What do those two white people do to you?
Brother, it's not what they did, it's what their forefathers did. And probably in their life, they probably done very evil things to our
We
people.
don't know that, bro.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're evil by just being alive, brother.
And that's how white people start to feel about it.
Just being alive, they're evil, brother.
Doing the same thing they did to us.
Right?
Doing the same thing.
They're on stolen ground, brother. They're not even supposed to be here. They're not even supposed to be here.
Neither were we.
No, yes we are, brother. We was here. The Most High God led us here. Right? Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 25. Pour out the fury upon the heathen.
Pour out the what?
Pour out the fury upon the heathen.
No, the Most High God is sweet and nice and peaceful. Read.
Pour out the fury upon the heathen that know they not, upon the families that call not on thy name, for they have eaten up Jacob.
For they have what?
For they have eaten up Jacob.
What's the white man done?
For they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made him habitation desolate.
Right. So, the so-called white man has eaten up Jacob, has eaten us up, meaning has devoured us. Look at these pictures. Look at these pictures right here. Can a brother raise that up real quick? You see that? Brother, they burnt us alive. alive they burnt us. They hanged us. They teared us apart with horses.
Dude, I'm fully aware of what happened.
Brother, you think God forgot about that?
No.
No, God didn't forget about that. That's not forgotten about, brother.
It will never be forgotten.
That's why it's written in the Bible. Let's get it. Let me get the in Revelation
I'm not.
the patient and faith of the saints. What's that? Patience and faith of the saints in Revelation.
13 and 10.
13 and 10. Yeah, because brother, the Most High God has not forgotten about what they've done to us. The heinous thing. I mean, they literally would have our woman, right? They put a cat in her womb, and have the cat scratch up her insides until she bled out and died. Torture, brother. The Most High God has not forgotten the atrocities that they've done to our people, right? They would tie each limb to a horse and have the horses pull us apart slowly, brother. Do you understand that? Do you understand the excruciating pain that our people have went through? Right? It's not forgotten about, brother. You gotta stop cooning for them, brother. It's not, the Most High God is not about kumbaya. Oh, love everybody. You come as you are. You're gonna be accepted. That's the doctrine of the so-called white man. That's the doctrine of Christianity, right? As Satanists, right? That's that doctrine. It's not what we say so, brother. It's what the Bible says. Brother, bring this out. Look at what God says, the Most High. Right? Read.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into slavery shall go into slavery. Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Must be what?
Must be killed with the sword.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He that murders must be murdered. Right, brother?
And what does that mean?
Right? Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of all the saints.
Right, here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? The Israelites, the repenting Israelites that know who they are, that keep the God's commandments, right? That's what we are patiently waiting for. That's what our faith is built off of, brother. Because we want to see the same cup that was dealt to us be dealt to them, brother. But 2 times worse.
And what does it solve?
1,000 times worse, right? Read.
What does it solve?
You said what?
What does it solve in the
What does it solve in the end? Justice, brother. That's divine. That's actual justice.
So
You telling me a whole race of people can put another race of people in slavery for hundreds of years and nothing be done about it? No repercussions, brother. You think that's fair? Do you think that's a fair? Do you think that's fair, brother?
Absolutely not.
So how is it not solving something, brother?
What does violence do? Cause more.
No, because this will be the end of all violence. When America gets destroyed, when they're put into slavery, when we're on top, when we've been given our powers, right, in the rulership of the earth, there's no more. They're not gonna learn any more war. We're gonna be on top now.
We don't even give money to our education system. Are you kidding me?
Brother, you talking about the education system? What does that have to do with anything?
Are you serious?
The education system was built up by the white man. What does that have to do with anything?
And guess what? Black people got more than money to take the fuck over. We have more than money to do everything you complain about. And what we do?
More what?
We have more money to do it, to take over.
All right, brother, but that's not gonna save us. Well, whatever. We've done that before. You ever heard of Black Wall Street? You ever heard of Black Wall Street? Right, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
21 hours of destruction.
21 hours of destruction. We've done that. We put all our money together. We built up our communities before.
Do it again.
No, brother, we can't do it again. What are you talking about? Do it
Why
again,
not? We have money.
brother. Why will we do it again when the white man has destroyed it time and time again?
It's not about money.
It's not about money. No, money's not gonna save us.
Do we have an army?
Sorry about
Can we protect ourselves from a nuclear bomb? Can we protect ourselves from them drones shooting up our people?
Missiles. We can't do nothing, brother.
We can't do that. That's
Getting our money together, building up businesses, communities, doing all of that, it's all gonna be under the white man's society, brother. That's not gonna save us. What's gonna save us is the Most High God sending His Son and destroying this place. That's what's gonna save us.
So let me ask you a question. What if that meant you too?
What is that? What?
What that meant you too as well?
What is that? What?
What that meant you as well? What that
No, brother, because there's an allotted amount of people right? The 1/3 of our people, the elect, that gonna be repenting, keeping God's commandments, and they're gonna be under the Most High God's a safety net. The Most High God is gonna protect them in that day. Actually, let me get Job 21 and verse 7. Because our people, nah, that's not it. Let me get Job.
I could get one of that.
24. Come.
I got Psalm 50.
Wait, 24 and 19. 24 and 19. No, that's not it. That's not it. He shall be in the league with the stones. In Job, about the elect man. Yeah, but brother, the elect man, men, children, and women that keep God's commandments, they're going to be saved in those last days. That wouldn't mean us, right? 5 and 23. Job 5 and 23.
He's right.
Right. So start at verse 19.
They won't teach you all this stuff.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Right. It's all
This is the
white-
book of
white-
Job, chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
In what?
In 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there's
7, completion. Read.
there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction.
Neither shall thou be afraid of destruction. Read.
When it cometh, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt laugh.
So that's talking about the elect man, children, and women, brother. That's talking about that those people that have repented, that came back to the Most High God, that know that they're Israelites, right? They know their heritage. They know who they are. They believe in the Most High God and His Son, and have works to back it up, right? They have the faith and the works, right? So that's talking about in those days when destruction and all hell's breaking loose. They're going to be preserved. They're going to be saved in those days, brother. So that does not mean everybody of our people is going to be destroyed, brother.
Some will.
Some will, which a majority of our people will.
We don't know exactly who that person is.
All right, but that's not the point, brother. We are striving to be those people saved. That's the point, brother. It doesn't mean now you just arguing semantics, because we don't know who it is, but that doesn't mean we're not striving to be there.
My argument was the fact that you rated someone that nothing to do with his forefathers.
Brother, we proved how it has something to do with it.
What did he do to you? Nothing.
What his forefathers have done in him, he's evil on the earth, brother. He's the wicked. It doesn't matter. You don't know. Every white person is a wicked, evil person. I don't care what anybody says. The Bible says it. The Bible says it. God says that they're evil. That's what I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna believe God.
And God created them.
And God created them.
So He must know.
So He must know that they're evil. And that's what the Bible says.
I'm gonna say this one last time. What about the black faith? Do you come with the same energy? I don't think you do.
Brother, with the same, brother, we don't come at them with the same energy.
Why not?
Because
Why
there
do they
are
get a pass?
people.
Why do they get a pass?
We didn't say they get a pass, brother. We never said our people get a pass, brother. But we're not coming at them at the same way we would come at a so-called white man.
Right.
Because our people, we supposed to be merciful, long-suffering with our people. We supposed to have patience with them, brother. Brother, with the white man, we not having no mercy with them, brother. There's no mercy, long-suffering.
I can't so white people problems. I care about the black people that's still.
Brother, so what's your point, brother? We don't come at them the same way. We wouldn't come at you the same way we would come at a so-called white man, brother. That's the point.
And that's sad.
How is that sad, brother? The Most High God tells us not to come at our people like that.
Would you come at a random person and nothing to you
The white
today?
men do that too.
Yeah,
doing-
brother. Does the white man treat you the same as his colleague white man? No, brother. Hell no. Hell no, he not treating you the same way.
Did you work my job? No, you didn't, bro.
Brother, we know in the back of their mind, no matter, and they're good. They're actors, brother. They're actors.
They win Oscars.
They win Oscars for how good they act, brother.
That's
Right.
They're very deceptive, brother. Their words are like a
I think that's a money thing, bro.
Let me get
Yeah, but it's white based.
let me get the precept. Their words are like a deaf adder.
They said it's white based.
And in Psalms.
But they put it in the white people's hands. They don't put it in the black people's hands.
58. 50 and 5.
You have the money to take over, but the white man's gonna make sure they don't take over.
Yeah,
Got it,
Oh yeah, brother, you living in a delusion, brother.
I may be.
Hey, this Psalms.
It
Yeah,
may be,
read it.
but way
Psalm
better
chapter
just being
58 and verse 4.
no reason.
That
You don't
their
put that in
poison
favor.
is like the poison of the serpent.
Here it is, brother. Here it is.
Their poison is like the poison of the serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charming never so wisely.
You hear that, brother? Their poison is like the poison of a deaf adder, right? They speak lies as soon as they be born, brother. So whatever a white man has treated you as, they're acting, brother. They truly deep down inside hate you, right? They hate you for who you are, which is an Israelite, brother. Right? They're wolf in sheep clothing, brother.
I don't know what Israel you're talking about, brother.
Brother, you an Israelite, brother. Whether you believe it or
I
not.
wasn't told that.
Because you under the curses. That's how we know you Israelites. Brother, you in the Bronx, you in the dirty Bronx, in the worst neighborhoods,
This is how I
right?
get home. Are you serious?
Brother, that's why you cursed, brother.
This is how I get home, dude.
Brother, we're all cursed in this society, brother. We're living at the bottom. Do you have $1 million in your bank account, brother? Are you able to deliver yourself out of America?
Neither are you. You're not gonna
Exactly, that's our point, brother. We're all under the curses. You an Israelite because we know because of the curses, brother. Because of the curses that was put on the Israelites if they disobeyed God.
So what about personal choices?
Ain't no personal choices, brother. There's no free will. There's no free will. There's no personal choices.
This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly.
With enemy what?
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
You hear that, brother? An enemy speaketh sweetly to you, brother. But in the back of his mind, he's thinking about how to destroy you, how to take you down, how to get you fired, how to throw dirt on your name, brother.
Black people have done the same thing.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.